he got hit medium hard
Yeah.
when he could have easily just slid or thrown the ball away. So I think in that limited instance, Jared Goff, the moment was too big for him. So,
Yeah.
and look, he's a young quarterback too. He's a young quarterback too.
He is. You're higher on him than I am. I think that's more McVay and his system that helped him out this year. But we'll see as it goes on. I wasn't sold on Golf. Another spot for Foles is, are you sold on Mariota? He can go down to Tennessee.
Yeah, that's not a bad one. I think Tennessee is sold on Mariota, but he also has trouble staying healthy. And that team has a really good defense. That's actually not a bad fit for him. One last player I want to talk about before we call it a night, Le'Veon Bell. Le'Veon Bell sat out this season. Le'Veon Bell, in my opinion, is the most talented running back in the NFL. At least he was.
Yep.
He's not been hurt, and now obviously he had a full year off. He is going to be rested, and he's going to get paid. So let's put him on a contender. Let's just say he goes to Houston. Does that make them perennial? Does that make him a favorite to win the Super Bowl? And if not, what other team can we put him on to really make them not a favorite to win the Super Bowl, but really improve their stock?
Well, here's the thing with Le'Veon. What I said is, you have to actually limit. You can't use him 430 times a season. You'll run him to death before you ever make the playoffs. That's why he wouldn't play for Pittsburgh. He's like, my workload. I mean, he had top 10 catches for wide receiver. I mean, that's why he wanted more money. I mean, you guys are playing the guy at two different positions. If you put him on an Indy, that would be nice to see. We talked about this one. Put him on Houston with Deshaun Watson. That would be nice to see.
Yeah.
Because Houston doesn't really have a great running back. Trying to think of where else he'd be
Well,
good.
New York Jets has been rumored as a spot, and now there's two things that are interesting. One, it's been rumored that they may transition tag him to try to force a trade. They wouldn't sign him to the transition tag; they just wouldn't. But they would get compensation wherever he went. All that means is they have the option to match. They wouldn't match, probably. They'd end up getting draft picks.
I think Pittsburgh is on a slippery slope with this because already you've heard problems with the infighting with Ben, the problems with the coaches, Antonio Brown. You have ex-players coming out and throwing coaches under bus, throwing players under bus. If you tag him again, your free agency pickup is going to be null and void, or you'll be overpaying for these players.
Here is the situation that I do not think is going to happen because Nick Chubb was so good. But that is the kind of move, along with the Antonio Brown trade, that is the kind of move that a John Dorsey would usually make. The big, splashy, when he signed Dwayne Bowe to that big contract in Kansas City, he likes to make those huge moves. So maybe, but I don't think he has them in Cleveland. Le'Veon Bell does. I know they want to go as a package, Brown and Bell. San Francisco seems to be the one place that might happen. Really interesting story coming up. We are going to have a lot more of NFL free agency talk and draft talk and things like that. One last thing, and let you get the last word in here. Kyler Murray has declared for the draft. He was drafted number 9 in baseball. A lot of people think he's going to be a first-round pick in football. Do you think he has a future as an NFL quarterback?
Here's what I'm going to tell you. I think whoever wastes the first-round pick on Kyler Murray I think Kyler Murray is going to play baseball. He's just putting this out there, and he's playing a game. Now, if you sit there and you waste your first-round pick on it, you're going to be awful pissed off when he decides to play baseball because he doesn't want to get hit by people weighing 200 pounds more than him, a foot taller, every day. College and high school was fun. I get it. You're a great quarterback. You got a great arm. You're an elite talent. You know what? God gave you a special ability. That's awesome. He also did not give you the height that it's going to take to play quarterback in this league. At 5'8", 5'9", with stilettos on, you're going to get killed behind that. You can't see over the ass of your center. It's just not going to work out. And I think the Arizona GM's gone quiet because he had himself backed into a corner with this, saying, oh yeah, he's the best quarterback I've seen in a long time. I'd definitely draft him first. Well, you got the first pick, buddy.
Yeah, and they won't. I mean, they're going to take Joey Bosa. I think that's pretty clear.
You have to.
Right. And so, look, at the end of the day, I'm excited that Kyler Murray is going to get a chance to get drafted. I hope a team, if they pick him, understands his limitations. I don't think he's the next Baker Mayfield. I think that's the problem we have the recency bias of an Oklahoma quarterback who was, air quotes, undersized. But Baker Mayfield always had, at least in my opinion, an NFL skill set. I don't think Kyler Murray does. I don't think he'll do well in the NFL, and I agree with you. I think he'll end up going to baseball.
And Baker Mayfield's still 3-4 inches taller.
Yeah, and look, Baker Mayfield is a much more accurate passer. Maybe not the athlete that Kyler Murray is, but at 5'8" or 5'9", that's not going to matter enough.
No.
And I think that's a good point. We are going to end the program. We will be back next week. We want to thank you for joining us. I am John O'Donnell. He is Rick Carpenter. This has been Bad Friend Choices. Follow us on Choices Friend, at Choices Friend on Twitter. We are also on Facebook at Bad Friend Choices. Thank you and have a great week.